Damn, that's snug.
We back, baby.
We're back again.
We're back, baby. Times 2.
Double time. 2 times.
Week number 2. Slash 101.
Yeah, don't mind the second. First of the 100.
This is our second podcast in the last 2 weeks after taking a hiatus slash our 101st podcast. Can the audience that's here, you guys also don't know this, we always do everything in front of a live audience, always, at all times. Can the audience give us a round of applause here?
Thank you.
Sir,
Thank
can you sit Sir, sit down. Sorry about that, folks. I hate to start like that.
They assume
sit down!
They assume because it's a free show.
Right, that they can just do whatever they want. This guy's got 3 bags of popcorn and 2 sodas.
And he's not sharing.
And you should see what it's in his right hand. Am I right, folks? Here we go. Let's get this thing started. All right. Welcome in, everybody. If you've never been a part of the show before.
Why not?
Right. It's like, what are you watching in place
What
of this?
could be better than this? I've seen Squid Game. This is right up there.
I was going to say the exact opposite. I was going to say I totally understand why. Welcome in. My name is Nick.
I'm Kevin.
And we are a pair of dumb idiots, but this show is called Snug Stories.
Damn, that's snug.
That is very snug. If you guys don't know, we used to hold a podcast. It was called Two Dumb Idiots. We got in trouble. We got slapped on the wrist like little toddlers for the word idiot, so we had to change our name.
Just a few times. Over and over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, whether it's just the dumbest crap ever. But we are back, and we are very, very excited. This week's theme, we have a little bit of a Halloween theme going on.
Spooky.
Ooh, there it is. But we also have we have a story today that will tickle your imagination.
Knock your socks off.
And then tickle your imagination bone.
And then put your socks back on.
Because it's freezing in the house. It's wintertime, folks. Come on. All right. Let's get right in. While everybody's kind of trickling in, we like to give people space and give people time to kind of trickle in. There is very few punctual people left on this planet, so we are not going to hold you accountable for that. I saw the story right before we went live. I thought it was very, very interesting. I am kind of a nerd for photography. I'm not good at it personally, but I do respect anybody else that is good at it. This story came across the wire. It was the Wildlife Photography Picture of the Year. Is that right?
Ooh,
I believe that's what it was.
Fancy.
Very, very fancy. If you guys are sitting at home wondering what it is a picture. It's taken underwater. It is an explosion of some kind, and there is multiple fish around it. If I had to guess, and I don't know this for sure, looking at the picture, it seems to be a fish in the barrel type situation where somebody dropped an explosive to kill a bunch of fish at once and then harvest them. Does that seem right, baby?
I'm thinking like a Wile E. Coyote type situation.
Oh, God, I hope not.
Like a TNT, a stick of TNT.
That's kind of what it looks like. I really don't know. Scroll down. Let's see what else we got here. So that was the winner right there at the top. But there was plenty of good photos that I thought were really, really cool. It actually gives us the option to click on it, kind of like that. So let's see what we got.
Just scroll through it. Whoa.
Okay, this bear just got done eating a meal and then Instagrammed his picture.
Selfied it.
He did. He actually
just like, he was like, yo, at the new food spot, checking it out. Check it out.
Definitely try the ribs.
All you can eat.
All right, what else we got? What else we got in these collage of pictures? This picture, if you're sitting at home, it's just 2 birds. It looks like they're feeding each other, but the quality of the picture is so superior that it's really hard not to look at it.
It's just... Oh, it's Raven's breeding season, apparently.
That's fascinating. The picture is actually gorgeous. All right, what else we got? Just unbelievably
I don't even know what these are.
It looks like some kind of emu or moose attacking each other.
Oh, the old Svalbard reindeer.
Oh, I used to own one of those when I was a kid.
I kind of remember that.
No, what I do like about this picture is that it's whited out behind it. I think that's really, really cool the way they did that. Like the way that they shot it, they were able to get the white animal in the foreground, nothing in the background because it's so unbelievably white. What do we got next? Is there anything left? What else here?
Ooh. This one, there you go. This
That
is what
is
you
so
want.
gross. I actually can't believe how awesome it is at the same time.
It's a fishing spider.
That thing is badass. That thing will haunt you for the rest of your life. It is literally spitting like hundreds of yarns at once or something. That's fascinating. Fascinating. What else we got? Let's roll through 100 miles an hour.
Oh, we got some sharp-ribbed salamanders mating.
Looks like they're enjoying the view, to be honest with you.
Yeah, well, it's a lovely night. You take them out, moonlight, little, dinner by the waterside. All of a sudden things happen.
I totally agree with you,
Baby
man.
salamanders are born.
Totally agree with you. It's actually a very beautiful evening for these two. All right, a couple more, and then we'll get into our first story. Very cool picture. It's actually it's kind of basic, but it's a gorilla, just his face. But the way that the guy cut it and cropped it, he had the gorilla with his eyes closed to it. It's completely matte black almost. Very, very cool. What else we got?
And
Couple more chimps. Cool. Don't love it though.
lady hanging out with baby Yang. Yeah,
Doesn't do anything for me. Oh, that's maybe the most horrifying thing.
I don't know what this is.
That's literally gonna haunt my dreams. What does that say that is?
Oh, this is a zoom in. This is under a bed. It's a giant Brazilian spider with its babies.
I literally might not sleep for the rest of my life. That is the most horrifying. Do not zoom in on that. My brain will never forget that. That is horrifying.
If you told me this was out of a movie, I'd be like, I'm not sure.
This looks full size.
Yeah.
All right,
They
get it off the screen. I can't.
Hey, where we got some
ice.
harp seals out on the ice.
Cool. Keep
All
it going.
these little black dots. Oh, that's badass.
That is a badass shot. Bird flying over some Arctic-looking trees.
Some,
Beautiful.
like, eagle type thing.
Beautiful.
Oh, a bird sitting on a sunflower.
Boo!
Weak.
That picture sucks. Get it off the screen.
I feel like I've seen this picture on every girl's Instagram.
I agree. Right behind the.
Oh, in the sunflower field.
Oh, we don't have a boo button anymore?
No,
It's
we
like,
have to have a boo button.
No, I don't see it, dude. I'm serious.
No way.
I don't know. It's like, what are we doing with our whole life?
I'm
actually genuinely surprised.
single boo.
Boo!
All right, good. Thank God. We just saved this whole show.
We would have had to pack it up, folks. I'm sorry.
That's
We would
really
have
cool.
restarted.
That looks like a shot out of space, but it's actually a spider web. That's fascinating. Final one. What do you got?
That is the final one, apparently.
Fantastic. All right, folks.
Moving on.
Now,
A boo button.
A boo button. Who is that?
That does not exist.
That's his name?
Yep.
That's a great name. Oh, you know what? I know who that is. I know exactly who that is. Nat, welcome in. That is I'll just say friend of a friend right here. Nat, welcome in. What's going on? Hope you're having a great day. Thank you for stopping by the show. I'm going to give you an air horn just for rolling through, all right? Let's go. Hey, I knew. There it is, Pete Torres. I knew it was a friend of a friend. Pete Torres, you absolutely get a horn as well. That is Paola. Thank you guys for tuning into the podcast. We have some wonderful stories today, and one that 100% will, at one moment, make you hate your boss, and at the very same moment, like I said, tickle that imagination. So let's get into our first story of the day. First story of the day, we like to have some quick stories to start you guys off.
We like to start off positive.
We do like to start off positive, and I'm going to be honest, this story doesn't seem positive.
No, I was going to say, this one gives the old rope-a-dope on you.
Yeah.
It pulls the carpet out from under you.
Unless you're a kid that was mischievous, then this story absolutely seems positive for you.
Tony was super excited about this story.
Very good. I'm going to drop in over here. So, a teen hacked a school computer system, and then he rickrolled the entire district. If you don't know what a rickroll is, what planet are you living on? Rickroll is Rick Astley.
Never gonna give you up.
Never gonna give you up. Perfect. That was perfect.
That was a little too close.
It was very close. I can fuck it up if you guys would like. So that is Rick rolling. You send somebody a video. You tell them it's an awesome new recipe, and then it turns out to be old Rick singing. It's called Rick Roll.
They've just been getting deeper and deeper. Like, they'll give you like 3 seconds, 4 seconds of like the actual thing, and then get you.
And then slap you down with a Rick roll. This kid decided he was going to do it the entire school district. Mad props to this. It looks like the audience is really excited. Yeah, I know you guys would be excited about that. Bring it down a little bit. So, Lamb, go ahead and drop some of the best part of this story in on this. I'm going to go ahead and cut the main screen for you, brother.
All right, so first one, he's 14.
Genius already.
So already like slightly a level above, your standard 14-year-old.
Yep.
At 14, I don't even know if I had a computer.
Well, you're really old.
Well, that's an age thing,
That's
not
really
a smarts thing.
No, that's really that. There's nothing to do with
he
that.
did this for the entire district. Every computer, every screen that was on in the district at the same time.
I struggle to remember my own login to my own computer.
We forgot to turn on the second screen the entire time we were planning the podcast.
Yes, exactly. So this guy's hacked into multiple screens all over the district.
And then they videoed it, and a video has gone kind of viral. It's been dubbed The Big Rick.
The Big Rick. It's such a great name. Love this kid. He had, like you pointed out to me before the show, he had infinite options of what he could have done. He could have done X-rated videos. He could have taken over the whole school system. He could have released your grades. He could have done
everything.
so many things, and he chose to rickroll it. And then now you're wondering, Nick, Lamb, Kevin, what the hell is this? How is this a positive story?
So he reaches out to the district after this is done, explains that he did it, and then gives them all the information of how he did it and how to fix it so it can't happen again.
What a kid. So he reaches out, he rickrolls them, and then he says, hey, I found all the security problems in your system. Here's a full list of them. If you'd like some idiot like me to not do this again, this kid is going to be a genius at some level. I'm going to go venture out on a hot take here and say I bet we hear from this kid again in the future.
I don't think you're ever going to hear from him. I think you're going to know things that he does will impact your life.
I think the kid's on a whole different level.
Yeah.
I was going to tell you one time when I was in high school, we got a hold of one of the walkie-talkies that the security and the teachers used to communicate. And for the next 2 days, we thought it was really funny to let the teachers know that there was a crisis always in certain parts of the school. So we'd say, hey, walkie-walkie, we got, looks like somebody puked all over hallway 4. It's all over the place. All right, fantastic. We'll send somebody over hallway 4. And then we did that for 2 straight days, sent them in all different kinds of goose chases. And then eventually they changed everything on us and we couldn't log back in.
Weird.
And then we didn't have a charger for the walkie-talkie, so the whole thing died.
First world problem.
But I love this kid for that. All right, next story of the day. If you guys have not heard this story, maybe you're not sports fans, but Tom Brady threw his 600th touchdown pass this past Sunday. Not a Tom Brady fan myself, not really the story. The story is he threw a 600th touchdown. When he did it, his teammate took the ball and immediately handed it to a fan.
Not knowing the situation.
Yeah, agreed. He didn't know the situation. He didn't know what was going on. He immediately handed the ball to a fan. That fan, I would say he held the ball for 3 to 5 minutes before security came up to him and said, hey, random guy.
You don't get that.
You're holding a legitimate piece of sports history. We're gonna need that ball back.
Yeah, Canton's calling.
Now he begrudgingly gives it back, but he does argue a little bit. He says, "Hey man, he gave it to me. What are you guys gonna do for me?" He knows the whole spiel. If you're a sports fan, you know the deal. You get some piece of memorabilia like that. That athlete is gonna give you whatever he can to get it back, right? So. At first, he gets a few things, right? He gets...
another ball.
He gets another ball. He gets 2 signed game jerseys from Tom Brady, right?
Yeah, Mike Evans signs a jersey for him.
Mike Evans, he gets a pair of cleats. Tom Brady also offers to give him a Bitcoin, which is the most baller. It's kind of almost spitting on somebody without spitting on somebody, in my opinion.
Yo, you want a Bitcoin? Here's a Bitcoin.
He literally, metaphorically flicked a coin at this guy and said, give me my ball back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he gave him the rich guy version of dropping his change in his butt.
100%. When he probably owns 10,000 Bitcoins. He just flicked a coin at him and said, give me my damn ball back. Now, here's where the story gets interesting. The fan, not only did he request all that, and he got season tickets for the rest of the year.
And next year.
And next year. He said the other thing that he wants is he wants to play a round of golf with Tom Brady. And I'm going to be honest with you. I know that you think it's cool. I think I'm struggling for me because monetarily he could get so much for this ball.
Yes.
It's a $500,000 ball.
Yes. But I love the idea of him requesting a thing that's an experience that you can't pay for. You can't just call Tom Brady and offer him $500,000 to play golf with him.
100%.
So the idea of getting a thing that other people just can't. Even rich people can't.
Yeah. No, I 100% agree with you. My feeling was this. My first thought when I heard that he was asking Tom Brady to play a round of golf, for some reason, I don't even like Tom Brady, I had empathy for Tom Brady. I was like, man, this sounds like a really shitty day. This sounds like a ton of the most boring, awful conversation he's ever sat through in his whole life.
So what's it like throwing touchdowns?
So show me how you hold the ball. Let me see.
You want to throw the ball to me? That'd be great.
Can we take another picture? It would just be awful. I can't imagine how.
I know. I'm picturing it like your boss's son plays golf, and you have to now play golf with him.
Paula says he took an L for sure. Also, Paula, if you give me said ball. So I'm in the stadium. I think it was the third quarter? Might have been early. Actually,
it was first quarter.
First quarter. First quarter, right. First quarter, they get the ball. I said to Lamb, The instinct for me to take that ball, immediately knowing exactly how much it's worth, and just sprint to the exit gate. Security's got like 100 of them running after me, and I get in my car and I just I peel out of there. They call me the whatever bullshit this guy.
I drop a card.
I drop a card. Yeah.
Call me,
Yeah.
Tom. Call me,
Meet
Bubby,
me
baby.
Meet me at the Panera Bread next Tuesday after practice.
Chili's.
That's right.
2 for.
Catch me at Chili's. I'll be eating the apps. It's
Now,
half apps. Half
well-
off the apps.
Let's also say this guy was in the front row.
Right. So it's going to be tough to get up those steps. And he didn't
Well,
look
I'm just saying he's probably got a few dollars already, so money isn't necessarily
Fair
a
point.
thing for him.
fair point. And didn't look like that in shape. So him getting up those steps, he'd have taken 2 breaks before he got out.
He's just winded at the top. There's Tom's just waiting for him.
Security's
Let's give me the ball.
security's like, come on, dude. We've been watching you trying to get up these steps for an hour now. But if it was me, I'm out
Slips
of
on
there.
some nachos.
I'm burning out. I'm wheeling out of there. And then when they hit me up, I guarantee whatever the asking price for that day, I guarantee it's tripled, maybe more. Fantastic. I hope we hear about this guy playing golf with Tom Brady.
Now, do you think Tom brings some buddies to make it like an experience? Does he think he calls like Peyton up and he's just like,
I
yo,
think he mashes himself with a bunch of Zoloft. It's just is like, whatever, dude. The guy talks his head off for an hour. That's what I think. But
I'm saying, no, what you do if you're Tom is you tell this guy he can bring a friend, and Tom brings a friend. So then that guy's in his cart with his buddy, so they don't have to like really like sit next to each other for the whole time. We've made conversation with 2 random guys playing golf.
I agree.
And it's fine.
That's actually a pretty smart play. He brings like Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
They sit in the cart together. He brings like a schmucky friend. Schmucky friend rides along.
Yeah.
He's like, man, I thought I was going to be playing with Tom Brady. He's like, well, you are.
It's literally right there. You can talk to him in between shots.
Yeah. Tom Brady can smile for like every 10 seconds and then get back in.
Yeah.
All right,
Do you
next
think
story.
Tom gets a little wild on the course that day?
No, I don't actually. I was going to
I think
say.
he probably is so uptight on that day.
I was gonna say if I was Tom, maybe he just gets blasted drunk and works his way through works his way through. But my instinct I know is wrong because doesn't even drink Gatorade. He has like a special liquid which he's infusing into himself. He's doing all sorts of very strange things. As far as I know, he's doing something like that no other human is doing. I mean, we could very well see Tom Brady in 10 years and he could look 21. He could be like
he's
reverse
somehow-
agent.
yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know what he's up to, but I definitely doesn't drink beer. He's not that cool. All right, so next story. This is the story that I think you guys at home will find interesting and at the same time be like, damn, company I work for sucks. That's what I'm thinking.
But this is also one of those things in life. We shared something with the listeners last week about you getting a Facebook ad for basically a portable toilet
Correct.
and being weird and everything like that.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so Lamb's about to tell you a different story. This has nothing to do with. I was going to tell the Spanx, but okay. I'm sorry. Oh, that's why I said the boss thing. Okay, sorry. Yeah, Lamb also just wants a quick segue from the last week's story. Last week's story, I did tell you guys about a portable toilet that Facebook was recommending for me. I said, why does it recommend that for me? We said, because you stream a lot, maybe because it thinks you don't leave your chair.
Can't get up, apparently.
However, what we did find out is this is a real thing, and not only that, King, welcome in, man. I have not seen you in a minute. What's going on, brother? Welcome in, man. I hope you're doing well.
Yeah, and then Joe Buck, the internet.
Yeah, the internet comes through with us, and the internet lets us know that Joe Buck, who calls football games, has literally peed in a bottle while he announced a touchdown live on air. So this is a real thing. This guy should be in the market for the same thing that they were pitching for me. I can't believe at this level of their broadcasting that they only have a bottle for him to piss in. I don't know. I feel like they would actually have that device there. I don't.
Now, do you think if they offer Joe Buck like a diaper,
He would take it?
do you think he takes it?
He's getting to that age where maybe. For me, though, I'm going to have a problem with it. I'm going to try and hold my piss until the very last second. All right, let's get to the juicy story because I'm excited to talk about it. So, Lamb, you're going to have to tell me this lady's name because I don't know her name. Her name is Sarah Blakely. I hopefully pronounced that right.
Yes.
Sarah Blakely is the founder of Spanx.
Yeah, you and I, big fans.
I'm a huge Spanx guy. Making all of us look good for the last 10 years.
Yeah, how do you think we pull off what we look like on the podcast?
That's right. So I'm going to cut to this story, Lamb. You can go let them know what's going on here, man.
So the Spanx CEO, they had a bit of a call with a venture capital group who purchased Spanx for $1.2 billion. Spanx got started as a company by this lady for $5,000, like in her garage.
Okay.
So she's the CEO. She started the whole thing. I think it was like 10 years ago. Now worth $1.2 billion.
Sheesh.
This lady obviously didn't just make that money right there, but has made these year in, year out. Is an actual billionaire, this lady. She decides on the Zoom call with the entire staff, everyone that works for her, for the company, that she's going to give them 2 first-class tickets anywhere in the world.
Anywhere that they want to go, first class ticket, she's paying for it.
Done.
And
$10,000 to spend on that trip. She said, you have made her dreams come true. She wants to give them a dream that can be a reality, a dream trip.
we did not end up looking up how many people that she employs, but the company is worth
Couldn't find it, honestly.
Yeah, with the company's worth $1.2 billion, so I imagine it's
6 or 7.
100. I would hope it's at least 100 people,
Yeah.
right? So Lamb and me got to talking, and if you guys are in the chat, I want to know your answers to this. If you guys have an opinion on this, first off, you're never leaving that company. That's one of the coolest things I've ever heard a boss do in my history of telling
Unless
stories.
she's no longer the boss.
What's that?
Unless she's no longer the
Right,
boss.
unless she's just out.
Yeah.
Unless she was doing like backdoor trading
Yeah.
and she's running for the hills. No, so I think she's one of the coolest. I think it's one of the coolest stories I've ever heard. We talk about this all the time, that if you really want employees to stay at a place of employment, letting them know exactly how much you appreciate them is a really good way to do so, and I don't think that's very well done anymore. This is an unbelievable gesture. First off, let me just say this. Well, maybe second off, because I think I just said something. Second off, the first class tickets, if I was to go from here to where I'm from originally, DC, a first class ticket goes anywhere from like $1,000 to $1,500, right?
Yeah, because everybody.
Right, I'm spending $1,500 to go across the country. If you're going to go to like Europe or South America or wherever else, China, wherever else we were talking about, and she's going to pay for 2 first-class tickets, those are going to be
$5,000 each.
Easy $3,000 to $5,000, if not a lot more than that. So off the bat, she's looking at $20,000 minimum per employee that she's about to drop. That is wild. That's wild.
So we'll say there's 100 people. That's what, $20,000. $20 million? If there, no,
$2
it's
million.
$2 million if it's 100 people.
If there's 100 people in her company, she's willing to spend $2 million making these employees' dreams come true. I thought the story is so surreal and so cool that we had to shout this lady out. Now, third thing, Lamb wants to know from you guys: are you guys going to run and try and spend $10,000 in like a really wild location, Dubai or somewhere really extravagant for maybe a week or two?
Branson, Missouri.
No. Somewhere insane and wild. Are you guys going to go somewhere and really live it for a week and just baller status yourself? Or well, let's put a middle in there.
Yeah.
Or are you going to go somewhere middle, maybe a 2-3 week vacation, somewhere really nice you've always wanted to go, maybe Italy, maybe
Greece, something
like that you could spend $10,000 in a few weeks? Or are you going to go the Lamb route? What's your route, Lamb?
My route is I'm going to live like a king for 6 to 10 months. And like a hut on the beach and just drinking out of coconuts and like $50, $100 a day.
So what Lamb wants is he wants to go somewhere he can spend $50 to $60 a day in a place that's a lot of money and live there for essentially 3 to 6 months is Lamb's plan. I said, I hope you have that much vacation time. Somebody in chat said that she used to have a boss that would take high-performing employees on trips to Vegas, Hawaii, etc., plus have spending cash. And I still quit. Bad work environment, not worth it. Nat, I totally understand what you're saying. I completely agree with you. Sometimes money does not quell all the other things that happen in a company like that. I worked for a company, the last company I worked with, which we're going to name, we'll call them 4 stars. The last company I worked for had a thing very, very similar, that the performing employees got to go on a mega vacation at the end of the year. Problem was, the mega employees, because it was a sales job, had all been there 5-10 years.
Yeah.
Right? So it was almost impossible to catch them and ever surpass them to even get
Almost a pyramid scheme.
It was really, really annoying. So I assume with Nat, maybe there was probably some favoritism played, and I totally understand that. Definitely agree. Also, though, this is not for high-performing employees. This is for everybody.
Literally, yeah. Top to
Literally
bottom.
everybody. So I do understand what you're saying. I kind of agree. I've had companies like that, but this is for everybody. So I thought that was really, really cool. You want to go to what's a place that you could go to and spend $60 a day forever?
We looked at like Thailand, Indonesia, Bali.
You did throw out Vietnam.
Vietnam's on my life bucket
It's
list.
gorgeous. I totally understand. But now here's what I said to Lamb though. If somebody gave me 2 first-class tickets and $10,000, I'm not spending 4 months in Vietnam. I'm just not doing it.
But who says I have to be in Vietnam the whole time?
That's true. So you're going to bounce around a little bit.
Maybe I'm starting and ending in Vietnam.
Okay, I like that. I like the idea of starting somewhere cool like Iceland and working my way through a couple areas that I've always wanted to see and living slightly baller in each location. Kev, welcome in, man. Hope you're having a great day. Thank you for stopping by the chat, my guy. We are telling a really great story. I'll put it back on the screen here for you if you have not seen. Spanx CEO is going to pay all of her employees $10,000 and 2 first-class tickets to go wherever they want.
Going to all the Disney parks.
Okay, that's actually a lifelong dream of a lot of people, and that probably is going to cost a lot of money.
Oh, yeah. Disney is wildly expensive.
So for your first class ticket, though, Paula, you're going to have to go straight to what?
Paris?
Paris or China?
China's got one still?
Correct is where we're at. Fan of that decision. Okay, another fan. Paula, where's the first Disneyland? Japan? China? God, we look like anti-Disney people when we're not.
Hey, I'm sorry. I know where the American Disneys are.
Lamb knows where all the cheeseburger spots are, okay?
You want a McDonald's? I'll take you there.
Yeah, okay. So for me, though, I'm going somewhere beautiful. I'm going to Iceland. I'm going somewhere cool. For me, I can only vacation for so long. And we talked to our roommate about this, and he made a really good point. And I think it's a fair point. I think people are going to scoff at the point, but I think it's fair. He said, if you start to spend too much time on a vacation, it is going to be next to impossible to go home. You spend 4 months with somebody massaging your feet and
every day
jamming coconut water down your gullet. How are you going to ever go back to work?
Maybe I don't.
Maybe you don't. Maybe you buy the town.
Yeah, I'm saying if you get an extra 10 grand and the ticket to the place, maybe you just like slide in and you're like, oh, I live here now.
I mean, maybe.
Maybe with that 10 grand, I buy that
buy
surfboard.
all the local convenience stores.
Or just I was like a surfboard rental shop on the beach.
There you go. Okay, so Paris and Tokyo. Okay, so if you're going to spend the first class tickets, you got to go to one of those locations off the rip because that's going to be the baller. We also said if you get the first class tickets and you fly somewhere within the United States, I think you should have them revoked. Only because
even Hawaii isn't worth it.
If you're going to spend, somebody's going to give you first class tickets. You need to. You need to like start in like California, fly across New York, go all the way around. It needs to be a 48-hour
back in California. Like I want to fly from like L.A. to San Francisco, but around the globe.
That's exactly right. Yes, I agree. All right. So that was one of our favorite stories of the way. It actually segues very, very nicely into another story which we read, and I would think it's fair to compare the two. Lamb found this story as well.
It's a boat.
It's a boat. We found a boat for you guys. No, Royal Caribbean has a cruise now that's going to transfer you to over 60 countries in 9 months. So you can get aboard the Royal Caribbean cruise, and they will keep your ass fed and happy for 9 months.
How fat are you going to be at the end of this cruise?
What does my alcohol tab look like at the end of that?
That better be included.
It's going to be a house. It's going to be $300,000. I think
there's nothing else to do on a cruise for the most part because it's one boat.
Try sneaking in alcohol enough for 9 months.
I'm just saying.
Sir, you brought 1,600 containers of Listerine?
Sir, why do you have 42 roll-on bags?
Sir, are those kegs you just rolled on?
Don't worry about that.
Don't worry about that.
But, like, I'm just saying, like, the boat they're huge in reality.
Yeah.
But they're only so big. There's only so many shows or gambling or, like, sitting by the pool you can do, period.
Agreed. So you're not interested in this?
Not at all.
Okay.
I'm not interested in cruises, period.
See, for me,
this interests me actually more than a standard cruise because you get to see so much of the world.
And you're back to your living like a king theory.
Honestly, the cruise part is the part I dislike the most. It's the getting to see everything that I like.
Okay, fair enough. And now people in our chat, I know this because I know them. They just came from an all-inclusive resort, okay?
I'm a big fan of that.
Big fan of that. Now, they can attest you can actually kind of only eat so much all-inclusive resort food. You can only have so many hash browns and
even at the better places.
You can only eat so much of that
hamburgers
food
or whatever
right,
it is.
before
Fries
you're like, dude, I need a freaking salad like ASAP,
Yeah.
you know? Now, another question, Lamb. How much is this going to run me?
Just a cool 60 grand.
It's a cool 60?
60 grand.
I saw that
9 months, 60
going
grand.
differently in my mind.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be like 20 grand. So okay, so 60 grand for me to take. Now you also now where do I get to go?
So it hits all. There's 150 destinations.
Okay.
It's 274 nights long.
Okay.
You start in Miami, go to all 11 wonders of the world. So you're going to Machu Picchu, you're going to Taj Mahal, you're getting the Great Wall of China, you're hitting them all.
All right, I'm starting to get back in on this.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's like you can be like, yo, when I'm just picturing you at like a dinner party after you've done this, and you're just like, listen, yeah, I went to Machu Picchu. Yeah, I've been to the Great Wall of China. Yeah, Everest. Yeah,
I would be the most
like,
obnoxious
oh my
dinner
God.
guest for the next year of my life.
Do you remember that? Yeah, I went cruise around the world for 9 months.
Listen, Chris, I know you're about to tell that story about your kid puking on yourself, but I've got 48 stories that top the shit out of that. So why don't you just shut up
And
let
that
me
was the
talk
first
for a couple-
48 days on my cruise.
Why don't you and your wife just shut up for the next couple hours, and I'll tell you about what a crazy life I've lived.
So
for
it
the last-
leaves December 10th, 2023, and returns September 10th, 2024.
Whoever you're on this cruise with, they become immediate family. You spend 9 months with somebody, you're family. You make friends for life on this thing.
Yeah. Now, my question that
That's nobody remembers the Titanic. Okay, well, I didn't mean to hit that. I was trying to rim shot you.
but yeah, no, I get it.
That's the main concern, though. My main concern is honestly that I'm going to end up doubling that budget in Dramamine for me personally. Me personally, if I'm on a cruise for 274 days, I can't look at my cell phone in the car while it's moving without being like, whoa, might have to puke here at some point. I can't read a book. The first time I was ever on a cruise, my dad was injecting Dramamine into my neck, and it was before the time which they had non-drowsy. So I was like a zombie at 12. He's like, yeah, I'm having a great time in the pool. I think I'm drowning.
I'm just picturing you like before like Google Maps, like having to operate an actual map in a car and just like puking all over the map.
I'm dead serious. If I was born in another time period, I wouldn't make it. That's what I'm saying. Like if I was
Riding horseback?
No way.
No.
I'd been dead. They were like, hey, we're going to try and make it from the East. We're going to try, like part of the 49ers, we're going to try.
Yeah.
I would have made it. They'd have killed me a long time ago.
He's really holding us back.
He's puking every 8 minutes. Like we literally, like he's going to die of just dehydration.
Can't even handle the wagon.
Yeah, I'm saying I'm useless. So at this point, for me, that's my main concern in this story, not making it through. Okay, let's get into some Halloweeny stuff. Lamb's got a story that might gross some people out. Seasickness is no joke. I couldn't do it. My motion sickness is just as bad as I feel. Yeah, so for me, that's my main concern is I'm going to be puking the whole time. I don't want to, like, dead serious. I'm going to have to take Dramamine every 4 hours, every day of my life. I'm going to get home and not even realize that I'm home. I'm going to be, like, dependent on it. I'm going to have to see my doctor.
You have to wean yourself off of it.
Yeah, I'm going to see him like, yo, sir, you're taking 100 Dramamine a day? He's like, yo, I was on this cruise. I didn't know if it was ever going to stop, you know.
It just kept going to
I
new
was in
places
Machu
that were amazing.
Speaking of which, though, Doc, I was in Machu Picchu. Let me tell you a story.
Let me drop some knowledge on
Sir,
you.
you've been in this doctor's appointment for 2 hours now telling me stories. Do you need something? Oh, yeah, the Dramamine.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got any?
So you got any Dramamine? You got any Dramamine? Yeah. I cleaned out CVS 3 times this week.
I'm going to
I've been
need bigger
I've been
doses.
snorting Dramamine. All right. Next story, Halloween story. Let me start with this. I do not like candy corn. Okay? Let's start with that. Now, somebody decided what, Lamb?
They're going to jam some candy corn in a bratwurst.
So that person should be arrested and held accountable for what he did.
This freaking butcher shop.
Uh-huh.
There it is, right there in it. Candy corn mixed in there.
Now, can I begrudgingly say this? I don't like candy corn. However, when you take certain substances that are sugary and you mix them with other foods, sometimes they play well together.
Oh, yeah. I'm not saying that the sugar in the candy corn might not be tasty
Okay.
mixed in with other things. Just the idea. Obviously, apparently it's selling out.
Scroll back up and see it. Yeah, I don't want to look at anything else. Ugh, actually, I'm done with it.
Yeah. I get it from a business perspective. You just took something that is dirt cheap that no one likes, and jammed it into something that you already make, and now you're selling out of it.
And now it's viral. It's all over the internet. It's on major podcasts.
Yeah, huge, the biggest.
Major podcasts all around the world.
Joe Rogan was talking about it.
Joe Rogan was talking about it. I think the Snug people were talking about it.
I heard something about that.
Yeah, Fox News was talking about it. All the people. All in the same breath there. I'm completely in on this. I just want one bite, and if I don't like it, I can throw it back. But I do want to try
I'm in on one link.
Yeah, I'm on in one link.
If I roll into the butcher shop and I saw that, wrap one up for me. I'm interested.
Yeah, give me just a smidge, and then I'll take some of the normal sausage to go.
Yeah.
All right, let's go on to one more Halloween story before we move into our first game of the day and our only game of the day, but a really good game. And I'm hoping this game gets really argumentative. That's what I hope.
Oh, it will.
I'm hoping it gets nasty. I'm hoping we lose half our
Easy
followers.
now.
It's just a full-on fisticuff.
You and I are just fighting each other.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping.
Call it smashing mics.
Smashing mics. Ooh, I like it. Okay, so Lamb wants to know if you guys are interested in riding around in the Grim Sleeper.
Now, I love a pun. I love wordplay.
Gotta love it.
Now, the best part of the Grim Sleeper is that it's a converted hearse into a camper. So, literally a vehicle designed to drive around dead bodies and had a real one, not just like...
Is there pictures of it? They don't have pictures of it on this article? I'm going to be bummed. Ah, beautiful. Okay.
Ooh.
That's actually way smoother than you expected.
Yeah.
And it's a Volvo, so they got a soft spot here for me, okay?
Looking fresh.
It was a hearse used to convert dead bodies. They turned it into a camper, and they have been cruising around in it, and they're calling it the Grim Sleeper. Here's what I'm going to say to you, and this is going to sound really wimpy. I might be scared in it.
I'd be so scared.
I don't know if I can sleep in the back.
I'm a wimp when it comes to that kind of thing.
I don't know if I can do it.
I'd feel like bad vibes.
Yeah.
I'm like, am I not even like...
Everything that tickled my neck, I'd be assuming it's just like a hand that's about to choke me out, and it's going to be like a ghost that's just left over. Like, what are you crazy? You're sleeping in my bed?
This is where my eternal resting place.
Yeah, what are you, insane? Like, I don't know.
And you're just like taking it to the park.
Yeah, you're just cruising through the Arby's drive-through. Like, I don't know if I can feel safe in this vehicle. That being said, it is much smoother than I expected.
All right, but if you're cruising through the Arby's drive-through and there's nobody in the actual back, you definitely be like, "Yo, you want anything?"
Yeah.
You're yelling to the back, like, and you're like, I would have like a recording. "Yo, get me curly fries."
They say to me, "Do you really drive around this thing all day?" And I look them dead in the face and I say, "I'm dead serious. I drive in this thing, all right, sir." All right. No. The chat says, "Nope, I'm not down." So Paul is out. All right, Paul is out. Nats
most
is in.
peaceful rest.
Oh,
I see what you did there.
Okay, I like it.
That eternal resting
but that's
place.
kind of the rest that I'm concerned about, Nat. I don't want to be dead in the vehicle. I'd like to be enjoying it. Now, let me say
Maybe
this.
I'm dead tired.
Let me ask you this. Do you think there should at least be a small psych evaluation on the people that own this vehicle?
100%.
At least some kind of government watch on that.
Now,
right?
another thing that's just popped in my head. Another thing I've seen is people buy ambulances and convert them into campers.
Yeah, that's actually somehow worse to me.
I just thought of like that's so much creepier.
I actually somehow agree with you. Okay, so here it is in the back, folks. I think they said I think with it being a hearse, it puts people off due to previous passengers. That's a really nice way of saying dead people. Yep. That's a really nice euphemism for dead bodies. It just works so well as a camper if you can get past that part, which I won't. For all future road trips, they said they're going to be cruising around in this bad mamma jammer. I do like that phrase. It puts people off due to its previous passengers. Yeah, you don't say. Weird. That's so bizarre.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, that's like talking about like a used taxi.
Somebody Nat says, "Can you get it blessed first?" You're saying like,
yeah, I'm getting a priest douse that thing. Like, did they have like a holy water car wash?
Wearing like silver necklaces and wearing garlic around my neck. Wait, that's for something
like
different.
Rubbing it down with the holy water.
I got like incense out there, just
smacking it with sage.
Here's what I think: you burn the whole car down and rebuild it. That's what I think.
There you go.
There we go.
Now, what if it's a brand new hearse, never been used?
Totally in. Totally in. Yeah. I'm back in on the train, 100%.
At that point, just buy a camper. But the whole idea is that I said they got it.
Rotting corpse in the back. Yeah, I'm totally in. All right.
Do you think it's got to have a scent? feel like
some
it'd be
that-
impossible for it not to have some sort of lingering odor. They
I-
bought it for
You know,
less
like-
than $5,000.
You know, like you go to your grandma's house. There's a smell to every person's grandma's house. I don't care
And
what
it's the same.
It's the exact same. It's skin falling off their body.
Yeah.
No, I don't know what
Yeah.
it is. If you go to your grandma's house or your granddad's house, everybody's granddad's house grandma's house smells the exact same. I think
Doctor's office.
I think it smells like old farts, but I can't prove that. I don't know if that's scientifically
Yeah.
like
you
comparable.
go into a doctor's office.
I think when you get to a certain age, you have a lot of flatulence issues. So I think there's a lot of farting being done at old people's houses. That's my guess.
Yeah, the hearing's gone, so they don't realize they're even doing it.
Like their muscles don't work.
Yeah,
That way
like
you
it
feel
just,
it comes
just
out.
yeah, just
Yeah, it just lingers out.
yeah, it just comes out. Like there's not even like a feeling.
We just lost all our viewers. That's weird. All right, no, let's.
Oh,
That's bizarre. All right, let's get
both of them.
Hey, I see what you did there. All right, let's get onto a game here. The game of the week today, we got a good one for you guys. We're going to play a little game called, do we have actually a sound effect for it? We'll go both buttons. We got a little game called
Overrated
or
underrated.
Okay, so here we go. Underrated or overrated, folks, and we are going to give you some Halloween traditions. My grandma's house has coffins. What? Is she like preparing for the future, or is that like a? Is like
or did you misspell coffee?
Or she like is like a collector?
Yeah. Oh, ooh. You go to somebody's house and they collect coffins.
Maybe it's all the people she hated in her life that she outlived. Is your grandma vengeful? I like her style. Does she
no
want to come
more.
on the podcast? Does
Yeah.
she know what a podcast is?
So talking to the talk box?
That's the talk box. That's 100% sure what she would call it. She makes them what?
Oh, hold up.
That's crazy.
Makes them and sells them.
What?
She's got like an Etsy shop for coffins.
Yikes. That's crazy. So she was working on the set of Squid Games, basically.
So she's like I'm imagining her like carpenting them too. Like she like working the wood. And
I'm going to be honest. I don't find making them as nearly as creepy as I do driving this vehicle around. How have you never told me that? How have I never heard that your grandmother makes coffins? I feel like that would be like number 4 on the list of things you would have to say.
Interesting facts about you. Well,
Yeah.
I have blue
11
eyes.
I have 11 toes.
I have 2 sisters, and my grandmother makes coffins.
I want to be an astronaut. And my grandmother sells coffins on the low.
Yeah.
Does she sell
Now,
it on the
are
low,
these-
or is she like, yeah. Like,
Are these like high end, like you
Yeah,
know, like
marble?
Yeah,
Ooh.
like handcrafted. Like, is this like a premium coffin?
I don't know. All right, next story. Let's get into the game. She will catch us up on that. All right, guys, so we got underrated, overrated. We're going to give you something on the screen that is Halloween related. She used to have my mom make them. That's crazy.
Have you ever made a coffin?
They are very expensive, and I know
Yeah.
you can make a ton of money off doing them. They're like $5,000-$6,000 sometimes, if not double that. All right, so the game is underrated, overrated. We are going to give you guys a bunch of Halloween traditions. Now, don't get your feelings hurt.
They're all overrated.
There's going to be a lot of overrated in our opinions. Now, a lot of these people are in love with the nostalgia of, and that's fair, okay? Not everybody is in love with the nostalgia, and as I've got older, some of these things I look back on and I don't think they're that cool. Some of these I look back on, I think they're really cool. They're actually cooler than I remember. So let's go with what you guys think, though. If you guys think that the tradition is underrated, put it in the chat. You can just put a U or an O. I don't care. And me and Lamb are going to vote and argue about it. Okay, first one up on the list. What do we have, Lamb?
Pumpkin carving.
Okay, so this one we're probably going to agree on.
Now, I'm going to say mine with a caveat. I'm going to say it is overrated, but as a child, it's underrated. Like when you are young, actually doing this is awesome because as a kid, you don't have to do all the scooping and the like cleaning and the cleanup. You just get to have the fun of it.
I kind of agree with you, but to me, mine is so strongly overrated because I can't draw at all. I was born with zero ability to draw. I can't carve, apparently. I can't paint. I can't do anything that involves me creating something on a piece of anything. This, to me, was just a very nice showcase of how not talented I was at carving pumpkins. On top of that, it was messy. On top of that, I don't really like the smell. On top of that, you got to scoop all the seeds out, which I don't really enjoy. And to top it all off, you put it outside and it molds to death, and then somebody throws it away in a couple days.
Yeah. It is for sure, in my mind, overrated. But, like, I could see where, like, for a kid.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so we got one overrated in the chat. All right, what do we got for number 2? Whoa, haunted hay rides. Okay, haunted hay rides. My answer to this is gonna surprise you.
This is my answer. Hard.
Overrated. Wow.
The most hard, overrated thing in the world. It is boring. It is slow. It is always cold. It's somehow wet. You're just never prepared in the right clothing for it. It's terrible. You're sitting with weird strangers and they're terrible children. It is garbage.
Lamb, please do not hide your feelings. Tell us what you really think about this. No, never been on one. Really? Okay, well, you guys are city people, so maybe that is kind of a city, like a not a city thing. This is very common once you leave the city. The haunted hay rides are a very big thing. I'm going to disagree with Lamb on this.
Underrated.
And I'm going to say why. I don't love, and we'll probably get into this, the haunted walking through mazes and stuff. I don't like somebody jumping in my shit. I don't like being disoriented. I don't really like any of it. The hay ride, it's almost like a big craps table. We're all kind of in this thing together. There's like 30 people on a ride. Wow, the guy's going to get pretty crazy, right? Right? What's your name, Mark? Cool. What's up, Mark? It's going to get pretty crazy. And then, they got me again. You get to sit down. You're relaxed. They drive you through the whole goddamn thing. You don't got to get up. You can have a Diet Pepsi in your hand if you'd like. You get all the thrills of a kind of a haunted house without having to have to even move your ass. It's a little underrated. And you guys got to go. You guys got to try one. It's actually a really nice time. And then normally at the end, they're rolling out hot cocoa and apple cider. So I'm all in on it.
I'm in on hot cocoa and apple cider, but I'll just go get that and you can have your hayride.
Fantastic. What do we got number 3?
Similar vein, the old corn maze.
Oh, I can't imagine they've done one of these either. Corn maze? Actually, I'm going to go right back to it.
Underrated. And I'm going to concur.
Really?
Yeah. Corn maze is one of those ones. It's kind of hard to find.
Very hard to find.
They're not as common.
Yep.
It has to be a real one, though.
For sure.
Not like, oh, there's like,
yeah.
It's a zigzag. Cool. All right. And we're out.
No. A real corn maze will get your adrenaline pumping. You will be in there. I shit you not. You will be in there 10 minutes before you start to have the feeling of, this is a little too real.
Yeah. I thought I had a good sense of direction.
It is very real because of one thing. If you're looking at it, and if you've never done one, what is disorienting about it, I'm 6'3", and I cannot see over the corn, okay? So if you were wondering, oh, you just look around, you cannot see anything. And the corn is so thick, you can't even see beyond like your own little aisle that you're in. So it's designed to take you down many alleys, which are lost. All of a sudden, you come back, you turn a corner, you bump into somebody that they just started, and you're like, did I just go the wrong way? It's actually underrated. It's a great time. You leave with a sense of accomplishment. You did it. You didn't die in there.
Yeah.
It's actually a lot more fun than you think it is. Do they have corn mazes in L.A.? I want to do one. I'm not 100% sure. I doubt it, but maybe in the suburbs area. Maybe somewhere if you leak out a little bit.
I bet out like towards that Simi Valley area.
Yeah, maybe. It is actually underrated. If you ever get a chance to do one, also, the people that do them, they already have the fields. Like, they're not paying any extra. They're just cutting shit down. Mm-hmm. They're actually normally very cheap. They're like $8, $10 normally to go through a corn maze. It's really, really fun. It will honestly have... And if you're an Instagrammer, it's a really great moment. You can have some really fun pictures in there. It's really cool. So I'm going underrated as well. Let's do it. We got number 4 or 5. I don't even know.
Oh, damn.
Now, this one is about to shit everybody's pants because I know for a fact everybody thinks that me and Lamb are going to say one thing, and you might be wrong. Pumpkin spice lattes. It's a season. It's taken over like a solid
The
2
world.
months. It's like a 2 months of the year that they just completely own at this point.
It's literally it's the only thing kind of keeping Christmas at bay.
Bella says that her and her friend would be fighting. You 100%, if you go in with a corn maze with somebody, the first time you take a wrong direction, you blame your friend.
I told you
we can't go this way. You never go left. You always go right, right? You 100% start
Just keep
arguing.
going right until you're done.
Overrated. Wow, immediately. And not only did she yell it, not only did she say it to it's in all caps. So I imagine she's sitting at her phone.
As angry.
Screaming at it.
Now, if you like do voice to text and you yell, does it auto caps?
I think that's what she did. Yeah, it does come through. No. Okay, so let me give you guys a little bit of backstory on this. If you guys were not, double overrated. If you guys were not part of the podcast when it was first going on for our first 98 shows, 99 shows, we did a very special episode where we did all sorts of pumpkin stuff. I'm going to lean this thing over so you guys can kind of see it. Okay, so here you go. It's a list of said pumpkin things. Everything from pumpkin ravioli, pumpkin spice lattes, pumpkin cinnamon rolls, pumpkin butter, all pumpkin cheesecake ice cream, everything all the way through. We tried all of it live on air, okay? We were stunned at some of the things that we liked and stunned at some of the things we didn't like. Pumpkin ravioli, unbelievable. It's
pumpkin Pop-Tarts, garbage.
Pumpkin Pop-Tart, literal packaged manure. Literal trash. I mean, we could not have been more disappointed. I'm trying to look at the scores here and remember what we really hated. Yeah, pumpkin pie. We actually thought the chips were pretty good. The pumpkin spice peanut butter we were really let down on. Pretzels we were really let down on. Oh, remember the Milano cookies?
Yeah.
They were junk. They were trash. Now, Lamb does not drink coffee.
I hate it.
Hate coffee. I like coffee. Me and Lamb both drank a pumpkin spice latte live on air. I think it was one of the first ones I've ever drank. I know it was the first one he ever drank.
Yeah.
And we both liked it.
Yeah. I might be a basic white girl. I
don't know what happened to us, and I'm sorry if everybody wants to tune out of the show. I'm not gonna blame you for it because I understand. But I'm gonna be honest with you.
Underrated.
It gets a lot of love, and I was ready to hate it. I was ready to sip on it.
I was already predisposed to hate it.
I had a gun ready just to mow it down, and we both sipped it, and we were like,
It's kind of good.
it's kind of good.
Damn it.
Yeah, and 2 days later,
Maybe that's why I like it. Apparently, it's just sugar milk. And I like sugar milk.
2 days later, I shit you not, guys, I came home, Lamb was wearing Uggs, and he had a flannel shirt on. That's a 100% true story.
And leggings.
And leggings. Very nice leggings.
Yeah.
So I know that's going to surprise
You got nice
people.
legs, you get nice leggings.
That's right. I know that's going to surprise people. I've never ordered one since. You've probably never ordered one since. Never. But we did try it, and we thought it was good. But you're right. It's 100% straight sugar milk. Anybody that tells you they're... here's my... And now, Nat, we can agree on something here. Anybody tells you, yo, I'm going to Starbucks to get a coffee, and they come home with a Frappuccino or a chocolate fuck shake or any kind of sugar blasting or even a pumpkin spice latte, you got to say to them, you did not go get coffee. You went and got a milkshake.
Yeah.
You got to start saying
with
that.
coffee in it.
With then they wave some coffee beans over the top right at the end as it left the window. You did not drink any coffee. Stop telling people you had coffee. I
love coffee.
If it's 24 ounces and it has any kind of chocolate ring, you're not drinking coffee. I'm just letting you know.
Some sort of swirl.
You're out. If it's
Caramel swirl on it.
Caramel, you're out. You're drinking a milkshake. If it's above 500 calories, it's 100% not coffee anymore.
Yeah, coffee's 0 calories.
Exactly.
So that means all of the calories are from not coffee.
Coffee is 0 calories. If it's above 300 calories, you're not drinking coffee, all right? I'm sorry to let you guys know. Stop telling people you drink coffee. You like milkshakes, all right? It's fine. Look, I don't care if you like milkshakes. Tell people, yo, I'm about to go get my coffee milkshake. That's fine.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to blame you. Stop.
Or just say I'm going to go get a latte, whatever.
That's fine. Don't tell people you're
All
getting
right.
coffee.
Next one.
Next one.
Good old trick-or-treating.
Wow. Now, trick-or-treating. 2 different angles. From a kid, from an adult. I don't do trick-or-treating anymore. I stopped last year.
I wish I could.
Last year was my last one. I thought I was getting too old.
The neighbors complained.
I was like, look, I had a costume on. I go, come on. Want some coffee with that sugar? Exactly. No, you can hold the coffee. I'll just take my
Sugar milk.
I'll just take my sugar milk. So as a kid, I said to Lamb that trick or treating is the first form of repetitive dopamine pops. It's walk up to the door. You're excited. Here we go. What am I going to get? Blow, candy drop. Oh my God, I'm so excited. They could have put poop in that bag. I'm super pumped, right?
I got a bag full of like just candy. Like every place I go, people give me candy.
It's the most beautiful thing until you get to that crazy lady on the corner and she hands you cookies that she made, and you go home and your mom says, throw that shit out. There's probably poison and shards of glass in there. And you're like,
This lady spent 3 days making cookies to have enough for the neighborhood, and every single one of them gets thrown away.
100%. Nobody eats the lady's cookies. They're like, there's definitely poison in there. First off, if the people that are poisoning cookies, they need to like step their game up, right?
Yeah.
Like, look, that's not going to work anymore.
You got to inject it into like Chips Ahoy or
Don't
something.
be telling people that. But we are going to go. We are going to go with still
Underrated. For sure.
It's such a warming thing. And I will actually say this. I'd have never been trick-or-treating in a city. We're from suburban areas. Trick-or-treating in suburban areas, you're walking like a solid 4 or 5 miles.
Yeah,
I mean, you're hucking it.
Getting it.
Yeah, you're really getting after it. So it's
earning that candy. I wish there was like an adult trick-or-treating available.
Did you read Nat's comment? She said, I
got to test it. Yeah.
I love testing my niece and nephew's candy to make sure it's not poison. That is really brave.
Looking out for you.
Yeah, I will 100%. Crowd, is the crowd impressed with how well she's helping out her? Oh, look at that. Oh, they love it. They love you there, Nat. Goodness gracious, you got a whole fan base out there.
Can we also just say that they're not putting drugs in candy?
Yes.
Nobody's giving out weed candies.
No.
Nobody's giving
Nobody
out.
does that.
They're so expensive. No one's giving them out.
That's 100% a myth. That's actually a really funny thing. We talked about this last year. People were saying, be careful, though, because there is a lot of candy that has weed in it. Weed candy is really fucking expensive, dude. Like, if you want, like, a bag of weed candy, it's going to be like $20, bro. They're not turning around and doling it out to kids, dude. It's just not a thing, okay? Like, that's not going to happen. It would be the biggest waste of your cash flow of all time, okay? City people don't bake. That's also very true. All right, number 5 or 6 or 7.
Costumes.
Oh, okay.
This is a tough one.
This is actually a tough one. We used to go to Beverly Hills. They're handing out full-size candy bars over there.
Just boxes of candy.
Really well played, Paul.
Here's a case of candy.
Yeah, we're from here. Oh, yeah, give me that. Yeah. Give me that PlayStation.
Yeah, we're out of candy. Yeah, here you go.
Here's a gift card for $100 to...
Yeah, we just got gift cards for like...
Yeah, for Best Buy, $100. You're like, where the hell are we? That sounds dope. Costumes.
This one's a tough one.
This is not tough for me, but it is a tough one for people at home.
Well, it's only tough for me in the sense that it is rated so high.
Yes.
To rate it underrated
Yes.
is difficult.
See, I think there's an unbelievable amount of pressure on Halloween to get dressed up and do something cool. I don't like that pressure. I like the spontaneous, you did something cool. I don't like you had all year to think about a costume and you came up with something.
This is what you get.
This
is what you brought to the table.
I don't like it. Also, every time I dress up for Halloween and I really go in, like I really dive full into it, I end up pouring sweat the whole night.
Oh, yeah. No costume is ever like the right temperature.
Yeah.
You're never wearing like it's always either cold, like and you don't have enough clothes on.
Yes.
Or it's so hot and you're wearing sweatshirts.
100%. I legitimately, your face paint, it's
Yep.
dripping down your face. I have a mask on. I'm pouring sweat through it. I have a full costume on, pouring sweat. I sweat going to the mailbox. Walking around in a costume makes me drip, and I don't like it. So for me, I'm blasting it.
Overrated.
I'm sorry.
Now, what I'm gonna go underrated.
Okay.
But with some caveats. Costumes for myself are stressful. Going to a place and seeing other people that have gone into it is awesome.
Okay.
And enjoying it, I would say that it's the second day of the year that you feel the most stressed to like do something fun.
Yeah.
And number one is New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
New Year's Eve.
A lot of pressure to go out and have
There's
fun.
no like cool thing. Like at least I can put a costume on or
Yeah.
I can come up with something. But if you do come up with a great costume and you go somewhere where there's a ton of people, getting that like recognition is pretty legit.
Yeah, and that's kind of what Nat's talking about. Costumers, some people are super creative, and it's very cool to see. I like looking at other people's costumes. I agree. But for me, and I guess you have to specify whether you're saying other people's costumes or yourself. Me putting on one, I get kind of over it. And you can actually see people get over it pretty fast because there's a lot of people walking around in cat ears or
Yeah.
guys walking around and with like, you know, I don't know.
Got my football jersey on.
Yeah, that's right. Cool, dude. You really went all out this year.
Look, it's Travis Kelce.
Yeah. Oh, there he is. Okay. We got a couple more here for you guys.
This one's gonna go quick.
We're just gonna blast right through this one. Every single person in here knows it.
Overrated.
It's a big pile of shit.
Candy corn, garbage.
When I was a kid, I also thought that every single different color was a different flavor. We did learn last year that's not the case.
Nah, they're just dyed different. It's just sugar.
That kind of surprised me though. Well, I
Yeah.
think we were both surprised about that.
Oh, yeah.
I thought they were different colors. I thought they were different flavors, but they are not. Apparently, they're the exact same flavor all the way through.
Garbage, apparently, is the flavor.
Which is, yeah, that's right. I believe it's roadkill is what they were going for.
Well, mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished. Ooh, gross. Skip it. More. Here we go. What do we got next?
This one, bobbing for apples. You ever done it?
There's no way that anybody in chat has done this. Yeah, 100% Bob for apples. 100%.
I've done it once.
I
It was
did it-
at like a fair, like a school fair or something
I
like
did it
that.
the same place that I did the maze, and I did it the same place that I did the haunted hayride. So
Yeah.
it was all there. One of the most overrated things you could ever do in your whole life.
Overrated.
You get an apple for dunking your head in some dirty ass tap water.
Yeah, just sharing water with every person's
And
face.
if you're
And
sit-
that they've
Yeah.
and every apple in there's been licked by everybody because they're trying to grab it with their teeth.
In our COVID times, I'm sure this activity is completely dead. If you've never done
Banned.
it, you're probably young or you probably live in the city. I'm telling you, if you go to somewhere where it's a small town, you will see a bunch of idiots with their head dunked in water trying to get an apple out. I'm 100% sure that it really still exists. All right, what do we got next? This is the last one?
No, we got a couple more if
Okay.
you want 'em. The old general haunted house.
Oh, okay, so I was just walking through a haunted house. I don't like being scared. It doesn't do anything for me. I don't trust people generally, so I don't, even if they gave you like a hatchet and they said, oh, he's just playing a character, I don't still to this very second truly trust you with it. I have a lot of, I actually got to work at a haunted house. So I know the idiots that work there.
People that like doing this to other people.
Yes, right. Working there, you got an appreciation for being behind the scenes and how much, again, you're sweating. And back to the sweat, you're sweating a lot. I didn't like the whole feeling. I was Hannibal Lecter. That's who I played. People just kind of laugh at you. They don't really that's their kind of way of projecting that they're not scared. They're laughing. I don't really enjoy it. It doesn't do anything for me. I'm always nervous that I am legitimately going to get hurt. There's a very famous story from the town that I'm from. They had a haunted mansion like this, and everybody was walking through the mansion, and there was a couple hallways that were pitch black. Couldn't see anything. Everybody was kind of just feeling their walls. And in the haunted maze, there was a lot of ups and downs. So they had done that on purpose. So you're kind of going up, and then you're kind of going down. It's very disorienting. And at one point, you're kind of walking over things that feel like mush, right? You're almost feels like you're walking on like mushy dirt or something. Guess what? It wasn't mushy dirt. It was a bunch of people in front of us that had fallen over. So people were just walking over top of people. Wildly, in my opinion.
Overrated.
Wildly
Overrated in my opinion too.
Is that the Austin City House? No, this one was a different one,
Yeah.
but I'm sure the story has been... Oh, that one right there? That does look like the Ocean City House.
Don't think it is,
but
but
it does-
it's on a boardwalk, but it's not the Ocean City one.
But it does look very, very similar. I thought you were telling the story. I said, no, the story is from a different area. But yes. What's up, Ramathor? Welcome in, buddy. What else we got?
Of a similar vein, Halloween Horror Nights.
Now,
A lot of people are going to be real mad.
we are about to go on a tirade.
Oh,
In my list on this entire thing, on this entire list, there is nothing that, in my opinion, that is more
Overrated.
This is the most cash grabby waste of my fucking time I've ever participated in. And Lamb, you can back me up. I know you feel the same way.
Amusement parks already.
Nat, no, you don't.
No, you don't. You love the idea of it.
Yes, you love the idea of it.
Yeah. Until you go, amusement parks are great in theory. Because there's rides, there's food, there's all sorts of cool things to do. People walking around in costumes. Sounds great. Let's make it scary. Cool. Sounds good. Now,
I like amusement parks.
yeah. Now we're gonna change a few aspects though.
Right. Let's change it up.
We're gonna have a tenth of as many rides.
Yeah, we gotta change. We gotta close. Well, maybe not even. I don't know how many is a tenth. I don't know if it's a tenth, but they're gonna at least close 30% to half of the rides because they can't operate them. Okay, it's at nighttime; they just can't operate them. Then on top of that, we're gonna mash in 3 to 4 times the amount of people that are normally there on a given day.
And we're only going to do a limited time from like 7 p.m. to 11 p.m.
And there's going to be the same idiots that I'm talking about with the hatchets and the chainsaws running up to me every time I'm trying to buy a salted pretzel, scaring me in the neck with those things.
Yeah. And yeah, standing in line is going to be miserable.
And if you do want to ride a ride, if you'd like to participate in the activity that you just paid $120 or some egregious, extravagant, outrageous price, guess what? You're going to sit for anywhere from, I mean, if you're lucky, an hour.
Yeah.
But probably not. Probably looking at 2 hours for a ride that you would normally wait 25 minutes for.
It's going to be twice as expensive as the normal tickets.
They're going to have a haunted maze or some shit that you can go through, but it's going to be so many people just mashing their way through it that you're not going to enjoy a whole lot of it. You're not going to be able to get food or drinks because those lines are going to be super long. And on top of everything else, that ticket is probably normally $50 to $60, and you probably pay double for it.
And you're going to be judged if you're not dressed up.
And you're going to be judged if you're not dressed up. And there's going to be a lot of smoking shit. And there's going to be a lot of stuff to deal with. I'm just saying. I just went. Nat, tell me, the houses take 2 hours to get into easy. The Exorcist is the best one. The mazes are great. Atmosphere, kind of meh. I agree. I'll say, Nat, the mazes probably are fun. But it is so expensive.
That's the issue. Is not that in and of itself, it's not fun.
Right.
If there were a tenth of the people in there,
It'd be a blast.
and it was like $20, it'd be great.
If you could go to one of these events on like a Tuesday, 2 weeks before Halloween, and you got in on that night, you probably have a blast.
The fact that you can't walk in and probably get to every ride
It's infuriating.
Yeah.
It's infuriating.
They've literally designed it so you have to come multiple times
Yes.
if you want to get to everything.
I'm not doing it. I'm just not doing it. Somebody's going to have to give me like a VIP pass for me to show up to one of these things again.
Give it to me.
The last time I went, I can have fun anywhere, man. You guys could take me anywhere, and I will have a good time. I get excited over everything. I was the party pooper. I went. Everybody I was with was like, isn't this great? They said this after I sat about an hour and 35 minutes in this wait for this ride that wasn't cool at all. I still hadn't got on the ride yet. I said, yeah, I'm having a good time. Was I having a good time? I was miserable. I was just standing there in a costume waiting for a ride, which ended up sucking. I don't get it, but to each his own, but wildly, in my opinion.
Overrated.
That's just my opinion.
All right, final one.
Final one, folks. Here we go.
Horror movies.
Now, this is a preference.
Yep.
Very much a preference. We got a nice list of nice pictures there. We got Mike Myers. Looks like we got The Exorcist there. We got
Even
Freddy,
got the shark from Jaws.
Shark from Jaws. Yeah, you got all sorts of classics. It looks like they got
Jason,
Frankenstein,
yeah.
Jason,
Hannibal Lecter.
You got all the classics there. A lot of these movies I actually enjoy individually. There's a few on there that I enjoy individually. For the most part, though, for me,
Overrated.
I don't get all wound up about horror movies.
Doesn't do anything for me.
But if
thrillers,
all in. However, if we were two completely different hosts, you could see this go in the completely different direction. If my buddy Rick was here,
horror list podcast.
Right, there's an entire right. People love this stuff. For me, it doesn't do anything for me. If you guys have something on the list that you actually love, put it out there. I know, Paul. I knew you'd be offended. It doesn't do anything for me. I like a good thriller. I don't really like gore. It doesn't really do anything. I have like a very visual memory. So if I see something, it's going to be there forever. I don't really need a lot of memories of cut throats and people bleeding all over the place.
Yeah, hands going through chests and stuff.
My greatest example, my aunt hates when I tell this story because it makes her feel so unbelievably awful about herself, but I'm not trying to make her feel that way. She just does. When I was like 10 or 11 or 12, somewhere in that age group, very, very young, she thought it'd be cool to show me the movie Scream. And if you haven't seen the movie Scream, it's about a guy that just haunts these people in a house and then kills them all. I was like 11 or something. I had to go to bed with the lights on for like a month. Okay, I didn't even want to be in the house alone by myself for like 2 years. Right? It's like it doesn't do anything for. I've maybe seen the movie. I've never seen it since, but I mean, grand total, I've seen it one time, and I still vividly can remember multiple scenes from the movie. They're sitting outside, or the guy's outside on a chair. He's tied up. He's all gutted. I can vividly see all of it. Doesn't do anything for me. I don't get it. I don't like it. I don't want to do it. Like you said, a good thriller though. I don't mind the intensity. I don't mind
Yeah.
the scare aspect. I don't really mind that. Just the gore, really, is for me.
To me, it doesn't add. Like, the scariest thing was like the movie Seven.
Yeah.
Not seeing in the box.
Yeah, right. Then I'm thinking of, I think it was Mike Myers in one of the Halloween movies. No, it might have been Jason. Definitely Jason. Take it all back. It was Jason because it was at a camp. Guy's trying to fall asleep in one of his camp beds. Old Jason takes a bow and arrow. He's sleeping under the bed. Glah, glah, glah. You're just dying there in the bed. And I'm like, well, shit, great. Now I got to check out my bed before I go to sleep tonight.
Guess I'm never going to camp. That's it. Camp's done. Camp's ruined.
My brain does not work that way. I do not enjoy them. I love movies. For some reason, the horror, all of them just skipped me. I don't know. I just didn't get it. Halloween isn't that bad, 100%. Friday the 13th has more gore in it. Right, and I agree with you. Some of the old classics aren't that gory.
Nightmare on Elm Street. Ugh.
Very, very gory. Halloween movies are actually one of the very few movies that I will watch because I do enjoy, because like Ramathorn said, they're not that gory and they're just kind of thrilly, and I don't have a problem with it. Some of the new Friday the 13th aren't that bad. They're kind of almost like they have like that punchy, junky, like comedy peppered in, you know, where there's like a good punchline where you laugh, and so they kind of break it up. Something very, very watchable. A lot of the shit just not for me, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Very, very, very much not for me. You call it?
Halloween.
Halloween.
You like it or you hate it?
Not one of my favorite holidays. However, I do like some of the traditions that go with it. I do like the
candy bars.
I like the candy bars. I like the cider. I like the hot cocoa. I like the snuggled up in a blanket.
So you like fall?
I like fall. Right, you're right. I don't like Halloween apparently.
I love Halloween.
Okay.
I love Halloween. I got a costume ready to go. You saw it. Pretty solid.
Lamb's got a very nice costume.
We'll post it on the Instagram for you. Keep an eye out on that, and you'll see it.
Lamb, can I tell him what you are? You want to keep
go for it.
Lamb is Ted Lasso from Ted Lasso, and I'm going to be honest with you, when my man throws on a visor and some glasses, it's really hard to tell the difference, all right?
And a little fake mustache. It was not bad. I thought it was pretty impressive.
He's
myself.
very, very spot on with the Ted Lasso. Guys, we have a couple more junkie stories, but I think we're going to call it on that one. We have wildly gone over our time limit of an hour where everybody starts to leave. I appreciate everybody being here. If you guys don't know, we are trying to get this account. So our old account was affiliate, but then it's now my account. This account we are trying to get to affiliate. So we are going to try and do some streams to get to a certain point where this thing can also make ad revenue and other stuff like that. So you might see some streams. If you see this thing go live, it could be something where we are doing an hour of sports talk or an hour of whatever talk just to try and fill the gap, because in order to get to that level where you get ad revenue, you have to stream a certain amount of hours per month. So we will probably do that. So you might see us live from time to time. Everyone,
so stop on by.
Stop on by if you're a sports fan or whatever we're talking about, just to see if it's something that interests you. Other than that, Thursdays will be the random positive junkie stories that we just covered today. We have some really good ones that we did not cover today, so please be back next week. We're going to have a good show for you guys. Everybody that tuned in, Nat, Paola, Ramathorn, everybody that's here lurking in the background as well. We definitely have some lurkers today. Very much appreciate everybody's support, and even just the participation. I love it. It always gives us a new angle and something to kind of that maybe we didn't think about. So I really appreciate that. I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of your Thursday and a great weekend. And as always, I'm Nick.
I'm Kevin.
And we are the Two Dumb Idiots that also do a show called The Snug Stories.
Two dumb idiots getting snug.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean,
love you guys. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend, guys.
Once or twice in my life.
Let's go. Sorry to our neighbors.
Hope you enjoyed the show.
That's right. All right, guys. Later. Hope everybody has a